Good morning, everyone. I hope everyone had a great Tuesday. Happy Wednesday today. Only 11 days left of school days left. We're getting close to the end here. Keep up the good work, keep working hard, and we're almost done. We'll get through it. Um, I'll be on Zoom again this morning and this evening. Don't forget to do your book reports if you haven't done that already. I've seen a bunch of your books, they look pretty good. So um, keep on reading and making sure you get those books read and ready for your book report by next week, Monday. For spelling today, you're doing page 3. Um, Today I'll be putting up all the words on Spelling Wizard or the Spelling City, so you can start studying for that if you haven't been doing that on your own already. All right? No science or social studies today because I'm giving a little bit of a break there. All right, Lauren, for your kindergarten work today. On math today, you have 3 different boxes that you're going to be taking a look at, and you have to follow the directions and to figure out how many items need to belong in the box. How many items do you need to draw in the box? And you have to color them a certain color, and then right next to the question, it says, like, the top one says, how many balloons does Tony have altogether? Or Tanya, sorry. Underneath that question, you have to write that answer. So you have to write how many balloons, and then the second one is how many squares does Jill have, or Jamal have, and the last one is how many balls does Sherry have. So you got to draw the ball or draw those shapes in the box, color them the right colors, and then count them all together and write that on the line. On the back, you're dealing with money again, telling me how much money there is for each one. So that shouldn't be too hard. You've been working on that. So count it up and figure out how much money is there. All right. For Super Kids today, we're going to be starting the letter P today. That makes the P sound. We'll be looking at that this afternoon in our Zoom meeting at 2. And then I sent a link with some worksheets from the M's that we've been working on. You need to complete 2 of those sheets today to on the letter P. All right, first graders. First grade, for your math today, not too hard. On the first page, you have a bunch of adding. Some of them are adding by, a lot of them are adding by 8s, but there's a couple other different facts sprinkled in there. For your assignment though today, on both sides you can cross off number 4. You don't have to do number 4 about graphing about foods. You don't have to do those things. At the very top, number 1, draw the number 107 and circle the one that's in the hundreds place. Circle that number. Don't forget to circle that number. Number 2, it says Harvey cut out a half dozen paper hearts. How much is a half dozen? Well, if a dozen is 12, half a dozen would be 6, because half of 12 is 6. Then he cut out 2 more paper hearts. So draw me 6 hearts, and then draw me 2 more. Would that be an some more, or some one away? We're adding some more, so that's some more. That means we're adding. So 6 plus 2, and then on the line, how many hearts is that? Okay, for number 3, it says circle the coins that Judy could use to buy that pencil over there for 21 cents. So you got to circle only the ones that would make 21 cents. And then number 5, answer those adding problems and then have the mouth eat the bigger answer. Or if they're the same, write the equal sign. All right? On the back side of the page, you have to put those numbers in order. On the top for number 1, from smallest, from least to greatest. Number 2, again, we're dealing with a half dozen pencils. And you need to, on that one, she gave 1 pencil away. So she gave 1 away. So you draw 6 pencils. If she gave 1 away, we got to cross 1 off. Again, for number 3, got to tell me how much is 17. Number 4, you can cross that off again. Number 5, color which 1/2 red, 1/3 blue, and 1/6 green. Remember, only color 1 piece on each one of those, the right colors. And number 6, again, have that mouth eating the right piece. All right? Shouldn't be too difficult. For your phonics today, you're going to be taking a look at the long U sound. The long U sound. So on the first page, number 211, you have to color the 3 pictures in each row that makes the U sound. Okay? Then on the back side, remember if it has the line on top of the U, that makes the U. If it doesn't have a line, that makes the So you gotta look at the picture, decide is it the U or the sound, and circle the correct one. Number 213, you gotta write the word. If they give you 2 choices, figure out which word it is and write it on the line. And on the back side, same thing. Circle the word that matches the picture. They give you 3 choices there, and you gotta figure out which one's the correct one. All right? For your reading today, I'm going to be posting another video this morning called The Greedy Bears on YouTube. So you're going to have to watch that in order to do your assignment. And then on page 245, you got to circle the word that best finishes the sentence. That should be pretty simple. And 246, this is the one that you're going to have to make sure you watch the Greedy Bears video before you answer these two questions. It says, what were the bears like in the story? So you got to write a sentence or a couple sentences. And then what was the fox like in the story? You can, again, write one or two sentences there. On 247, you got to read the little story at the top and draw me a picture in the box at the top for number one. And then number two, you got to read the little sentence and tell me, what do you think will happen next, and write a sentence there. Make sure you start those sentences with capital letters, end them with periods, all that good stuff. And then on the last page, 248, you need to fill in the blank using the correct word. Shouldn't be too difficult there. I think you should be able to get all that done pretty simply. All right, Rodney, for your reading, you're going to be reading the story of the white sombrero. Sombrero is a big hat it's a real wide brim hat. You oftentimes see it's a hat that came from Mexico, but you still see people, like if you work out in the fields or if you work out in the sun all day, a lot of people will wear sombreros because it gives you lots of shade. So you need to read those questions, or read that story, and then on page 219, answer the 5 questions there about that. And then on your workbook page, page 70, that deals with vocab words from that story. Got to read the sentence, and if the underlined word makes sense, circle it. If it doesn't, then if it doesn't make sense, just leave it blank. You don't have to do anything to it, okay? Shouldn't be too hard. Take your time there, though, and read that story carefully and all that good stuff, all right? All right, that should be enough for first grade. Then for second grade math today, and Rodney, you guys have 3 sheets. These are these 3 review sheets. You have a fact assessment 15A, which is the one where you're the teacher. You need to find 4 problems that are wrong, circle them and write them correctly. Now on the back side of that page, you have a bunch of subtraction papers or sheets. Then on lesson worksheet 119, 1A, we're starting to learn how to multiply by 2s. Multiplying by 2s, remember, that's all you have to do is double the last number, the first number. So if it's 6 times 2, what's 6 plus 6? 12. So 6 times 2 is 12. 5 times 2, 5 plus 5 is 10. So we write 10. And what's 3 times 2? Well, what's 3 plus 3 is 6. Okay, so that's what you're going to be doing there on that page. Shouldn't be too hard. Twos are just as easy as multiplying by 5s. And then on your guided practice worksheet, on number 1, it says children were walking in pairs. A pair, remember there's 2 in a pair. George counted 8 pairs. So you could draw X's and draw a line, and there's going to be 8 pairs. So make sure there's 2 people in each pair to figure out how many children there were. Number 2, you got to use the chart over there on the side to answer the question. And you also have to fill in the chart it says there's 4 children that are skiing. So make sure you fill that chart in there. Number 3, tell me draw the time at 7:42. Number 4, how much money is that? Got to tell me how much money that is. Don't forget your cent sign. Number 5, you need to finish the pattern. It looks like you're counting backwards by 1s. And then same with for the second part, you're counting by 10s. And then you got some multiplication problems for 6 and 2 subtraction and adding. So you got a little bit of everything there. Backside's exactly the same thing, just a couple different numbers. The only thing that's new in your assignment today is multiplying by 2. So be very careful with that. But like I said, I think it's a pretty easy concept. You guys should be able to handle it pretty simply. All right, again, then second graders and Rodney, for your language today. On page 206, we're working with the words has or have. Has, use the word has if you're talking about one person. Mr. Holman has a dog. Use the word have if you talk about 2 or more. Mr. Holman and Mrs. Holman have 3 cats. Okay, what you have to do is read the sentence for A through H and decide should you use the word has or have. So like letter A, my grandmother blank an old farmhouse. Grandmother, that's one person, so we use the word has. So you write my grandmother has, and you write that in the sentence there. Page 207, you were working with the words come and run. Come means that it's happening right now, or you say comes, or you run or runs. That means it's happening right now. So right now, Mr. Holman runs to the store, or my dog will come to me right now, or my dog comes to me right now because I have his food. If you're talking about it in the past, like a day before, an hour ago, a minute ago, then you use either came or ran. Yesterday, I ran 5 miles. Yesterday, a package came for me. Okay, so what you have to do is read the sentence and figure out which word in the parentheses there best finishes the sentence. Again, just write the word. You don't have to write any sentences. I don't think it should be too difficult, but if there are questions, feel free to get in contact with me and ask me. Okay? For your reading today, second graders, on page 121, you got to use the words up there in the top. There's 3 words: early, hair, and instead. You got to use those words to fill in the blanks. You'll use two of those words twice, and one of the words you'll use 3 times to fill in the blank for the top part. And then use each one of those words and make up your own sentence at the very bottom there. On page 122, you got to use the words there to match each category. So, like, what word for number 1 goes with shoppers and buyers? What's another name for shoppers and buyers? People that go out and buy things, shoppers. That would be customers. So you write customers for number 1. So you got to do that for the other 4. And then at the bottom, unscramble the words to make one of those words up in the box. On number 123, this deals with your story that you read the other day, the jalapeno bagel. You got to go back and look at how they made pan dulce, pumpkin turnovers, and the bagels. And you got to write the steps down. So for the pan dulce, there was 3 steps. For the pumpkin turnovers, there was 4 steps. And for the bagels, there's a lot of steps, 7 steps. So you got to go tell me the steps they used to make those yummy treats. And then on page 124, you got to deal with contractions. So for 1 through 3, the ones that have the LL, the will. Numbers 4 through 6, the ones that end in is, are, or am. So the M, the apostrophe RE, or the apostrophe S. 7, 8, 9 are the ones that end in N apostrophe T, not for not. And then the last one, 10, 11, the ones that end with V apostrophe E for the word have. So kind of keep working with those contractions. You guys keep working with those over and over and over again. All right, that should be good for you second graders today. On to third grade. Third grade, I'm giving you a day off of math today. You guys, after yesterday's tricky assignment, you get a day off of math. So we're into reading today. On page 157, you got to write the word that best finishes the picture at the top, and then at the bottom, these are those, they're like hink pinks, the words that rhyme. You have to look at the little clue and then write the word in the blank that rhymes with the word that is in dark print. So like number 7, you got to find the word that rhymes with mice. For number 8, you got to write a word that rhymes with space. Okay. 158, pretty simple. You got to write the word that, or find the 4 words that are spelled wrong, circle them and write them correctly. That's very simple. We've done that over and over and over again. All right, on page 159, they give you a bunch of words up there in the word bank, and what they do is they underlined a word in each sentence, and you got to find 2 words up there in that word bank that would mean almost the same, and that you could replace that word in the sentence. So like the first one, the people at the ball looked at Cinderella. So what can we write instead of looked? Skinny? No. What about the word gazed? They gazed at Cinderella. That would be one of them. Then you'd have, or maybe another one, glared at Cinderella. So those would be 2 words that we could replace the word looked with, and you can write them on the line. So you got to do that. You're going to use each word 1 time from the word bank. And then on the back side, on page 160, you have to take those sentences there, and you got to rewrite them into rewrite the sentence by replacing the underlined word with a pronoun. So instead of Yi Shen was a lonely orphan, but Yi Shen had a great pet fish for a friend. What can we just write instead of Yi Shen the second time? We already know the sentence is about Yi Shen, so we don't have to write her name again. So instead we'd write Yi Shen was a lonely orphan, but she had a pet fish for a friend. So you got to rewrite the sentences though there for page 160. Okay? All right, 3rd and 4th graders, Javon, Dylan, for your guys' language today, you guys are looking at compound sentences. Compound sentences are where we take 2 sentences and make them one by using the word and, but, or, one of those types of things. A simple sentence is just a plain, regular old sentence. The dog went outside. That's a simple sentence. A compound sentence would be the dog went outside and He ran away. That's two sentences, right? He ran away could be a sentence. The dog ran outside. That could be a sentence, but we made it all into one sentence. So what you have to do for 6 through 18 or 15 is tell me, is it a compound sentence, two sentences in one? Or is it a simple sentence, just one plain old sentence? And write either compound or simple there. For 16 through 18, you need to finish each one of those sentences by writing out the sentences and making them a compound sentence. So you got to add a second sentence to those. So like the first one, I swam in the Pacific Ocean and I saw many fish. That would be a perfect sentence, compound sentence for that. So part B, you do need to rewrite the sentences. For part A, you do not. You just have to write compound or simple. Okay? All right, then for fourth grade for math, you have your math assignment today. You guys only have a couple more assignments left there, so keep up the hard work there. You guys are doing a good job with regards to that. Then for your reading, Leah and Javon and Dylan, you are going to be reading the story about Lou Gehrig, the luckiest man. It's called. It's in your hardcover book. Read that story. You're going to have to read the story in order to do your assignment today, because on page 137 of your workbook, you're just going to be combining, kind of like what the third graders just did. You have to combine those sentences and use a pronoun. So like for number 1, Gloria got good grades in school. Gloria made the honor roll. You could write, Gloria got good grades in school, comma, and would we write Gloria again? No, we already wrote that. She made the honor roll. So Gloria got good grades in school, comma, and she made the honor roll. Okay, so you got to combine for those 5 sentences, combine them. For 138, you're using those vocab words up there in the blank. Okay, you have consecutive, fielding, first baseman. They're all words that deal with baseball from the story that you read. And you got to match them, unscramble the words, and use the hint underneath to try to figure out what word it is for those. Page 139, you can cross off page 139. You do not have to do page 139. And then on 140, though, however, you have to finish the sentence according to what you read in the story. So you have, looks like 5 questions. You might have to write one word. Most of them looks like you have to write a little phrase to finish the sentence according to what you found in that story that you read about Lou Gehrig. Okay? All right, I think that should be about it for today. I hope everyone has a great day today. I hope to see some of you on our Zoom meeting this morning, so I can go over some more stuff with you. It's really fun. Don't forget, Friday we got a special guest all lined up for our next Zoom meeting, so I hope you can join us for that. And yeah, I hope everyone's doing well and continuing to move forward. And I hope you have a great day. All right, we'll talk to you soon. Bye.